Lights, camera, action. Testing, testing. Is this thing on? Of course it is, because I'm a professional and I set everything up beforehand. This battery is about to run out. Before we start the video, thank you to all the people that recently subscribed to the channel. I really appreciate it, and I love you. Today's video is all about the feeling of being disheartened as a creative. Now, for all the beginner photographers that have found their way to my channel, you will not be disheartened for much longer, because I have a bounty of ideas and methods and tips and tricks. The feeling of being disheartened is going to be a natural emotion in the beginning stages of your creative endeavors. It's just going to suck a little bit at times. When I first started, I didn't have access to the internet. There was no YouTube, there was no Instagram, there was no way of looking at other people's photography so instantly as there is today. I had no real parameters that I had to adhere to. I didn't know what to do or how to do it. I just went out and did stuff. I don't think that really happens today. So I think a lot of people get a little discouraged and a little disheartened by the overwhelming amount of social media content out there. Now, I'm not saying turn this video off and go anywhere, because you need to like and subscribe. But what I'm trying to say is that when you're starting out, the last thing you want to do is overwhelm yourself by comparing work, looking up to people already so far along in their career that it's just an unfair advantage to them. You're going to struggle if you just compare and try and contrast to your work. So one of the reasons why I don't want you to get too disheartened is because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other people are making, because quite frankly, you are not them and they are not you. It seems like a silly thing to say, but you are at the beginning stages of your creative career. So let's figure out who you are. One of the reasons why you don't want to be comparing yourself too much early on is because it will make you feel a little self-critical. It might even cause a bottleneck or a complete stop in your creative flow. Nobody wants a problem with their flow, all right? Nobody. One of the ways to look at this is that when you're looking at photography and videos on Instagram and YouTube, that is the tip of the iceberg for those people. You are not seeing all the hot garbage below the surface, and you've got no real reference point of how that person developed. If you're drawing direct comparisons, you're going to start to stumble and you're going to start to think that you're not cut out for this. But it's just simply not true. It's just that they've had more shutter button time than you. They've simply pressed record 1,000 times more than you have. And it's what that boils down to. That's all it is. In the last video, I said to shoot everything, and I stand by that. When you're starting out, you want to learn to shoot everything. If you haven't watched that video, check it out, it's good. What you need to do is start to take stock of your little achievements. Every time you take a photo that you're actually really proud of, I want you to really study that photo. What it was that got you to that point of taking that photo. All the little steps that you took to become the photographer of that photo. When you do that, you start to really understand and appreciate your own process. You're not looking to develop your skill based on what I tell you to do. You're trying to find it for yourself. There's a slightly spiritual journey you go on with photography. You are manifesting an image from your mind through the lens, through this mechanical beast out into the world, kind of capturing this moment of space and time. Because in moments of self-doubt, you're going to need to embrace your own personal ability. That's the only way that you're going to pull yourself through. Comparing yourself to other people just kind of limits you and puts little bottlenecks at every step that you start to take. It's okay to stumble. What matters is how you continue to grow. Not every photo you're going to take is going to be a stunner. Your nan's not going to want to put every photo on her wall. For every 1,000 photos, you're going to have a specific number of those photos that you have fallen in love with. The majority will serve a purpose, and then you've got those few that just catapult you a little bit further along. Remember, you're trying to find your artistic voice, and with the millions of voices out there in social media, it's very hard to hear your own voice. So let's pull back from social media a little bit and just start getting out there with your camera and creating. Remember, your unique perspective matters, and it's very important to capture that. No pun intended. I'm not saying you can't find inspiration from other people, but what I am saying is to not forego your own impulses by copying. I want you to remember why you got into photography in the first place. I want you to grab that creative spark that you once had and never let that go, because it's really important that you hold on to it. Going forward, it's the thing that will propel you through. It's the thing that will keep you going long term. That spark, I'll never let it go. It's one of the reasons why I'm making this kind of content, because I really want people like you to get better. Everyone gets a little disheartened no matter what it is that they do in life. There's always going to be ebbs and flows in your creative process. The experiences that you capture along the way are ultimately going to help build a foundation for you to pull from. When you've got a good, strong base, you can go anywhere, and you can always have that, and it will back you up whenever things get a little bit hard. Now, if you've got any questions on what we've covered today, feel free to drop them in the comments and I will get back to you. I hope you found this relatable, because that is fundamentally very important to me. And just remember, have fun. So if you found a video useful today, you know what to do. You can flick that like button's bean and subscribe. Don't get disheartened. Right, I'm going. You can't make me. What?
Life's like a movie, lights, camera, action. Put your mind to it, live the life that you imagine. Life's like a movie, lights,